You're watching this on the internet, and the net is truly remarkable because as a child I would never have dreamed that one day the majority of the population of the world could gain access to all of the knowledge we've ever accrued. Not only that, but getting access to said knowledge would be done through a tiny machine, a miracle machine, the smartphone. And on top of that, you can also watch Eastern European ladies interfere with each other. Sadly, the net also has a dark side to it. Sites where vile individuals carry out the most depraved acts imaginable. And I say that because former rock star and convicted child abuser Gary Glitter has just got out of prison again. He was one of the first high-profile celebrities to be caught with images he shouldn't have on his computer because the stupid bastard, who had been a rock star since the early 1970s, in the 1990s took his computer into PC World saying it doesn't work but don't look at the hard drive. My personal view when it comes to nonces like Gary Glitter is that when they're in prison it would be better if some of the other inmates helped them be less alive. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about the internet is that over the last week or so a video went viral, and if you recognise this woman then you've probably seen that video, in which case you have my sympathies. If you haven't seen it, I can't advise you enough not to go looking. It's become known as using a trout for clout. The woman in the video is 57 years old and from Tasmania, an island off the coast of Australia. Now, if you're not British but you want to understand the British psyche, Australia perfectly sums it up. Because the Brits discovered that nation, a huge country where it's sunny all year round with a wealth of natural resources, and we turned it into a penal colony. We sent the criminals there to live, whereas the rest of us stayed on this overcrowded, poxy little island where the weather is the equivalent of perpetual beige. I digress. The reason the video went viral is it features the woman ending an animal's life in a cruel and unusual way. It's been called out for animal cruelty. So in the video, the woman's 54-year-old husband and her appear to be on a fishing trip on a boat. One of them has caught a trout, and her husband then records the incident on his smartphone. The lady takes the trout and inserts it into her vagina. She uses the fish like a sex toy and fucks it to death. I'm sure there's a cheap joke in there about ladies with poor personal hygiene smelling a bit fishy downstairs. She's just taken it to a different fucking level. But the act of a woman fucking herself with a live trout isn't the most shocking thing for me. No, it's the thought process that went into it. I'm trying to put myself in the headspace of the husband in this incident. So, we're out for a lovely day fishing, and let's say I've caught a trout. Now, at what point do I say to my Aussie missus, take that trout and shove it up your shame cave until it's dead? Meanwhile, I will record the entire incident on my mobile telephonic device so that later we can go home and make the conscious decision to put it online for all of humanity to watch. But there's still more to this story. Because the woman, who hasn't been named yet, was identified by her former employer. And that man is a vet, not an army veteran, an animal doctor. She worked at a vet's. So if she's willing to do that with a trout when she's being recorded, what the fuck was she doing with people's pets when there were no cameras involved? At the time of recording, the couple have been arrested and charged with bestiality and committing indecent acts in a cemetery. The mind boggles. Maybe they were going to go in for some necrophilia and someone caught them at it. We have to be grateful for small mercies. What the fuck is wrong with people? I know that fishing is a popular hobby and sport, but it's not for me. I've got better things to do than sit on the side of a river trying to outsmart a fucking fish. But I know the people who do it. Some will catch the fish to eat them, others do catch and release, they do it just for the sport, but it transpires we now have a third category. People who catch a fish and then shag it. As ever, thanks for watching.